Okay. You know, for some reason or somehow, and don't ask me why, I got hooked on this Bravo channel. And for those of you who know Bravo, you know what I'm talking about as far as the channel itself. But I find it that some of these programs are hilarious to watch. Okay, is the solder iron off? Yeah. Now I got you guys tied into the dash cam right now. So I'm going to see how this works again. I've been trying it on and off all day. You may or may not get a full video of everything I've been doing because I really don't want to bore you. I already downloaded a video that's almost 2 hours long, which was crazy. But meanwhile, back at the ranch. Boom, boom, ba-doo, ba-doom. Thinking of repainting the house. Not totally sure yet. Hi, guys. Huh, yeah. Okay. Alright, so here we are. Here we are, broken-hearted. Went to shit and only farted. Dibbity-doo-dah, dibbity-day. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Casey got hit with a sock full of shit as the band played on. He walked on the floor and got hit with some more. Put your ass against the wall, here I come, balls and all. Yeah. Now, let me see. Let me run this first. It'll be easier to run it this way than it would be run it in reverse. At least right here anyway, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. All right, well, I don't want to get it stuck. So what's going to be the easiest way to do this? Oh, sorry, guys. Come on, I know right where I want to put you. And, let's just do it. And see what happens. Okay, there you are. Now I got to up here. I need those pliers so I can get you out of there. I got to tighten up my pants. Keep dropping my drawers here. Yeah, drawer dropping. Now if I cover the camera for a second, it's only because I am going around the van. And I have my phone number all over the van, so I really don't want that out there. Because there's too many weirdos out there. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, you say? I say. Okie dokie. Put that up there for now. Needle nose, needle nose. No, not those. Needle nose. Come on, come on. Stop being hard to get along with. Where the hell are you? I know I got you in here. I purposely put you in here. Oh, there's a pair. It's not the pair I wanted, but it'll work, I'm sure. Ambulance. I hear nothing on the radio. I got the radio here in the van. That's why I needed that 12-volt timer. I don't know if I ever showed you guys that, but I know I showed you the timer. I just don't know if I showed you why I have it and what I'm doing with it. Come on. Come on. Get. Right. Come on. Engine 1. I only heard one engine being called. When they start calling multiple engines, that's when you gotta start listening to the radio. Come on now, let's get out of there. Come There you go. There you go. Good. Good wire. It's pretty good when you start talking to a wire. Now, where's the plug? There it is. Come on, get in there. Why are you giving me a hard time today? I know, you're just looking to give me a hard time. Now stop. I'm not to get rough with you. There you go. Okay, so that's kind of done. Okay, now this can all go up in there, so that's going to take care of that. Some of the issue, though, is going to be when I get over here, because I don't feel like pulling out the window of the doorpost trim. But it looks like I may have to. I think, I'm not sure, but I think I have a couple of pieces I can use to take care of it. I'm not totally positive, but it's a thought. Let me see. All they are is little shims. And then I can just put a little epoxy with it. There we go. They're just little metal shims that would hold the wire in place until I got a little temporary epoxy. I call it temporary because it's a good epoxy, but at the same token it allows you to get it off if you wanted to without destroying everything. So the West system makes it. They make a couple of different varieties of it. Actually, they claim that their epoxy will also work on Kydex and plastic. However, I don't think it does. It's hard to get things to work on that stuff because your plastics and things have a certain amount of wax in them. So I've been told by a friend of mine that used to own a company that dealt with plastics and wax. So, not unless there's some new stuff out there I'm not aware of. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this down inside here, under here, go under the carpet. I'm going to lift those up, and underneath here, that you can't see, that you might be able to see now, I got a mess of fuse box. And over here, that red light, that's a regulator. There's a red and a green light on partially, but the red light's on. That's a regulator that's hooked up to the solar panel on the roof. Now, you can't really see the solar panel, you know, when you're walking around the van, unless you're tall enough and you get up on your toes. It's only a little 50 watter, so it gives me approximately maybe 1.75 amps to 2 amps. So it keeps a nice little trickle charge on things. So I have this little thing here that I just nailed together real quick. It's got draw liner, toolbox liner on the shelf, so it prevents these from sliding around. This is the police radio or fire radio, and this is just a whoosh-on that I use as a little backup if I want to talk to somebody without it going across the air there. A couple of us have the whoosh-ons as well. And then down there I got a 200 watt, or is it a 200 watt, 150 watt? Oh, shut up. I got a small power inverter down here. And that's hooked up to that timer, which I don't know if you're seeing or not. Okay, and that timer is hooked up to number 8, which is hooked up to that main fuse box, which is also hooked up to a number 8 direct to the battery. So we have plenty of voltage and amperage. And this is set to go on for 10 minutes a day. So when it goes on, this power inverter is turned on. So when this goes on, it puts power to the inverter being turned on already, and this charger being plugged into it automatically starts to charge the radio for me. And it also charges the body cam that I have on at the same time. that you may or may not be seeing what I'm doing here, because it's just flopping around on my shirt. So basically that's how that works. So when the timer delivers 12 volts to the power inverter, the power supply, that takes 12 volts and turns it to 110, that switch being on, when it gets voltage, automatically goes in on. This being plugged into it automatically starts to charge it. And then again, when I plug the Bodycam into it as well, because the Bodycam has an adapter, so it plugs into that, then into the Bodycam. So the Bodycam is usually sitting out here as well. So when I need anything, I just grab my case, put the radio in it, snap the Bodycam on, and away I go. And I know everything is charged. Plus I got a 6-banger fuse block here, because I have some other things hooked up. Now I did make a 12 volt plug for this, and I put a plug in the back of the case that's tied into the 12 volt side, because when I checked it, this does charge on 12 volt. But do I have it here anywhere? Yeah, here it is. All right. The only problem that I found, because again, 12 volt would be fine. I don't care if I charge it on 110 or 12. And then at that point, I would just hook it up to the fuse box and I'm done. But I made it with a wire that's too thin, and the wire started getting hot. And I wasn't really counting on that. So when I have some time, I'm going to make another one with a heavier gauge. You know, I'll probably go to a good 12 gauge. Put a plug on it, take the inverter inside, or the little charger inside, and plug it into 12 volts to see how it works. Because I don't want my truck to catch fire over a stupid little wire. So, but I do keep the wire here anyway. So I keep a few little things over here. These are just a couple of magnetic lights if I needed extra lights. Spoons, don't ask me why. Double connector there. A couple fuses, some double-sided tape, Velcro. Yeah, I just keep a few things laying around in here. I keep duct tape to hold the cup holder to keep my lozenges in. The back of the seat has all my different connectors that plug into the lighter or into the fuse box. This is an ammo case. There's a little first aid case, but I got a bigger one right back there. So meanwhile, I'm going to put that back where it belongs. This is plugged in. I'm going to turn this off for now. I can turn this one off because now when I plug this in, this is on 12 volt. So when I plug this in, when I plug it in, it automatically goes into charge. I will take it out of there occasionally and turn it on because I don't want it to be on charge all the time. I just don't know how the batteries would hold up. And is that something I was looking for? It sure is. I'm glad I found it. Okay. Broken tip. Well, we know that wasn't a good knife. So that's where I'm at, guys, and you're just flopping around on my shirt. Sorry about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and I want to get this wire all stationary. I got to get a couple tools. I got to put this one back. I got to run this wire down under here, so I got to loosen these up a little bit and get it over there, hook it up. Actually, I don't have to go in. I could probably just put this back and get a lot of that done now, and then when I go in, I'll just grab a little bit of quick dry temporary strength epoxy to put these wires in place. Got a little TV up here. Whoop, where are we? Got a little TV up there. Let me get this more in the middle of my shirt. I'm used to having it on a piece of leather where it stays stationary. On this t-shirt, it just flops around with my collar. But meanwhile, I got a little TV up here. The remote's in the box down in the little basket, so I can watch TV whenever I want. I am going to change the antennas though, because I have a couple of little, I don't know if you can see them or not, there's just a couple of little 4-inch antennas on the roof. So I do get 5 or 6 stations, some of them Hispanic, which I can't understand. Some of them are shop at home. They always seem to come in the best. And a couple of other news channels and things, so it's enough to keep you occupied. But I did put the GPS up there instead of down there. I tend to like it out of the way. Even though I'd rather have it lower, it was in my way. So I figured, you know, I just put it up there. So, all right. Now, you know what I bet I did? And I didn't, I bet you I wasn't paying attention. If I'm real lucky, it'll happen. This cigarette lighter plug had a blue light on it. So when it was plugged in, it would give a little blue glow. When I put this cover back on, did I put the opening for that blue light on the right side? Because I wasn't paying attention to that. I didn't care about that until now. Because now I'm thinking, if so, that little light would be active all the time here in the window. And even though I do have an alarm with a red light on it, this would indicate a little blue light there, which people would think it's an alarm as well. So at that point, I may check that when I'm done running the rest of this wire. Let me put this back here. Hold on, guys. Okay. I'll put all this crap back. Tape I usually keep up here. Throw that in there. I can actually throw the bungee in there. More snap-on tools. You know what? I like SK as well. They used to be nice anyway. I don't know how they are now. I haven't bought tools in a long time. But meanwhile, let me see. Okay, so I'm basically done back here, I think. So there's no sense me sitting here talking to you guys about a bunch of nothing when I'm sitting back here and I'm all done. This is all stuff I use when I'm on the road. And I just noticed I have a camera up here. I think you guys may have seen it. Now that camera, believe it or not, when the alarm goes off, that camera starts to record onto an SD card. And it's recording forward, so anybody that breaks into the front or the side doors, it'll definitely know and it'll record. But I just realized that I hung a lot of my my equipment in front of the camera, which wasn't a very good idea. So anyway, all right, let's get this tucked in. So let it be said. Don't let it be said. Do whatever you want to do. Say it or don't. I don't care. I think I can. I know I can. Yeah. Okay, I need a little bit more wire, which means I can't go around the back. I got to come down the side. Okay. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Well, it's not a big deal as long as I can get to it and undo it. And then I'll just shove it in here. I'll go get my little shove tool that I made. I made it out of a little piece of 1/4 inch, not even 1/4 inch laminate. So I can just take wire and slide it down in without it. It separates and slides the wire in at the same time without cutting the wire. You know, when I used to do this, when I had my store, I didn't mind it at all. Now I kind of get tired of doing it, if you know what I mean. Come on, I gotta get right there. There you go. Now I had enough if I didn't want to go all the way down and under, but I want to go down. Well, you guys didn't see me loosen that, but it's not a big deal. You know how to loosen these things. I don't want to bore you with little bullshit, trivial crap. Well, all my videos are bullshit, trivial tap crap. I appreciate you guys dealing with them. I couldn't deal with me. Okay, so now that I'm under here, let's take this off for a minute. There. I guess there maybe? Okay, I took it sideways for a minute. Alright, so over here I got a wing nut with a ground strap, and over here I got a fuse box. That half the time I can't get to because I got wires all over it. You think I would organize things? No. You know why? They're under the seat. They don't bother me. So let's hook up the ground first. So let's get this wing nut off. What I do is I put a bolt through the seat and I double nutted it and locked it in so it's nice and tight in the seat, which is seat is bolted through the middle of the floor, and on one side it's actually part of the frame. They did put these things together. And I think they took them off the road because they're just a pain in the ass to work on. You know, the engine compartments on these things are just a pain in the butt. Yeah. Getting the doghouse off is a pain in the ass. And the other thing is, with the doghouse, they have a ground strap inside, bolted into the doghouse, because the doghouse has a like a foiled insulating paper on it. And with the ground strap bolted to the doghouse, it's also bolted to that foil paper, and it goes off to the block. And it actually helps keep any static or anything down. On my other van, I found that out because of my other van. My other one, I had another one of these vans. I had a 90 I think it was, or 91, I don't remember. I blew the rear end on it, so it was cheaper to get rid of it by another van. But anyway, when I was working on it, I had the doghouse off, not paying attention to that wire. All right, wait a minute. Guys, what are you gonna do? How you doing? All right, so anyway, I don't need a big fuse here. Let me see, I can just use something small. Let me see, I got a small fuse back there, so let me put this one back here. But anyway, where was I? Oh, the ground wire on the battery, on the engine cover, on the doghouse. It was, I put it back together, not thinking about that wire. And the next thing I know, I turn my radio on and I'm getting all kinds of static. You know, saying, what the hell is that? You know, where the hell is all that noise coming from? I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. You know, I got the radio apart, you know, not the part, but I got the radio out. I'm checking grounds, because that's the first thing you think about. I'm checking the antenna grounds, because that's another first thing you want to think about. And I'm going through all this crap, and I'm saying, what the hell is all this noise? Well, I went into the engine compartment because I had to change a vacuum line, and that wire's sitting there. And I said, wait a minute, that wire is grounded in the inside of the engine cover, which is basically shielding the vehicle from any engine noise. Let me put that on. I put that on, and the radio noise went right away. Boom. All right. Alright, now what I'm trying to do is trying to unplug one of these plugs. Let me see if I can get it with my knife. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe. No maybes about it. I got it. Now, I'm trying to get the other one on there, but I can't see what the hell I'm doing. I do have to get this all organized down here someday. I keep saying I'm going to do it. I want to bolt the fuse box in and then trunk all the wires into it. But until I'm actually done adding wires, there's no sense me doing it. What the hell is that all that noise? Simple little thing like putting a wire over a lug. That's becoming a chore. There we go. That's what the noise was. There. It's a GPS. Because that's what I'm hooking up. Okay. Now let's go on top for a minute. Here we are. Now I'm on the passenger side, but this swivels either way, so that's fine. Alright, so that's done. I'm not going to leave it on, even though I don't have to worry about it draining the battery. There's no sense making this crap go nuts. There we go. Now, do I see that little light? I wonder if that did or didn't. Let me see. Ah, see it? I was lucky. All right. Without even realizing what I did it right. It's a wonderful thing. Wonderful, wonderful. There we go. Okay. All right, so I found this that I was looking for. Got that hooked up. Got the light up. That's the key to Firehouse. TV's working. Got my little voltage thing down there, so that's working. This side has a lighter plug. This is a USB. Got a 1.5 volt and a 1.5 volt at 2 amps, 5 volt at 2.1 amps, and 5 volt at 1 amp. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it there. That's why I have it just Velcroed right now, and it's kind of sloppy. If I'm going to keep it there, I'll probably just bolt it in. I really don't use that little compartment for anything, so I'm thinking about just keeping it there. Okay, so I got that out of the way. Now the next thing is going to be the antenna on the roof, and that's it. There's the solar panel, by the way. There's the little TV antenna. Now I got to redo that Coast Guard thing. That's so that airplanes and helicopters can identify me. Oh yeah, I want to be known. I want them to be able to track my ass. Okay. Oh, I just got to rinse that off. So let me spray some more cleaner up there, because I did spray some up there before. I like to keep the solar panel somewhat clean. I'll spray some of this on there. Put that down there. Shut the doors. I'll hose it off with the hose.